Welcome everybody. We are going to learn some laws about Pesach to be more prepared for Pesach. One of the preparations that we have to do before Pesach, besides learning the laws of Pesach, as we learned before, that 30 days before Pesach we should learn the laws of Pesach. We should not eat matzah before 30 days before Pesach, and to make sure that no chametz is sticking anywhere when you're learning using books. So be conscious of Pesach is coming, and to make sure they're staying away from not putting chametz in places where it's going to be hard to find or hard to get rid of. One of the preparation for Pesach is also what we call ben adam lechavero, between you and your friend. So what does it mean? In many communities, the custom was to create to collect money to give it to the poor people of the town. What was the purpose of that money? For buying matzahs, to enable those who can't buy matzahs they should be able to have matzahs for Yom Tov. And if money is left from this collection, after you bought matzahs to everyone, there's still money in there's still funds, so you should give it to the poor people for other necessities of Yom Tov. But the main necessity is that everyone should have matzah. Now it's important to have round matzahs, which is a handmade matzah, at least for the 7 days of Pesach. We call matzah at least for the first night. What we call this matzah handmade, or also matzah shmua. It's matzahs that had a special supervision, that they did not become leaven. So the Rebbe, the Lubavitcher Rebbe, asked that every Jew at least should eat matzah shmua, this round matzahs, handmade matzahs, at least for the Seder night. And so therefore, people should try to make an effort to send to others that don't have matzah shmua. And another important thing that we have to remember about Yom Tov is the mitzvah of being b'simcha. As much as it's challenging in different times, there's a mitzvah to be b'simcha, to be joyful, and not only to be joyful, but also to make other people happy. So it's interesting is because to be happy, you have to make other people happy. The mitzvah itself tells you that you need to be happy, you need to make other people happy. The pasuk says, "Samachto bechagecho," you should be joyful in your Yom Tov. Ato, you bincho, your son, uvitcho, and your daughter. Make sure that everyone is happy. And how do you make everyone happy? So children, you usually make happy with whatever makes them happy. You buy them candies, make sure that they are happy. And the woman, what do you do to make your wife happy? You buy her some clothing, some jewelry, whatever makes her happy. But don't borrow money. But you should make her happy with clothing and jewelry, whatever she likes, according to your capability. So on this note, then we're going into the Shabbos HaGodol. This week is called the Shabbos HaGodol. So we discussed why is it called Shabbos HaGodol, because of the great miracle that the Egyptians were killing each other. They heard about the last plague, that the Jews were taking the lamb, tying it to their bed. They're hearing about the plague, so they said to Pharaoh, "Let the Jews go." Pharaoh said no, and they started fighting each other. That's why the pasuk says, "L'maki Mitzrayim biv choy reihem." Hashem killed the Egyptians with their own firstborn. So they had a civil war with each other. So we spoke about the custom that on this Shabbos, usually the rabbi gives a big speech. So the Shabbos HaGodol speech, and to know exactly what to do, the laws of Pesach. He goes through a summary of the laws of Pesach. But this Shabbos in Mincha meaning Suda Shlish's time, we're reading the Haggadah, Avod Imainu, from the statement starts Avod Imainu up to Lechaper al Kol Aveinasenu. So we have to read it. So Daven Mincha, you eat Suda Shlishis, and during the Suda Shlishis, before Shkia, you should say the Haggadah. At least this is a Chabad custom. Why? Because this Shabbos was the beginning of the redemption, the beginning of the miracles. So God willing, we'll see also miracles this week. The last plague that was given to the Egyptians, as I just mentioned, was the plague of the firstborn. This plague was supposed to happen also on, God forbid, on the firstborn Jews, but Hashem saved the firstborn Jews, and as a commemoration to this, that Hashem saved the firstborns, there's a custom for the firstborn to fast on the eve of Pesach, and in this fast, the custom was for all firstborns to be to fast, whether you Israelite, Levites, or priest, or you're Kohen, whether you are firstborn from your father, you're firstborn from your mother. The custom is to fast. If you're minor, you don't have to fast, but
you can get away with it by going to a sin.
We're getting there. So, if you're minor, the custom is that the father fasts instead of the son. Now, if you're born in a C-section or you're bechor that converted, there's a doubt whether you need to fast or not. So therefore, it's worthwhile even for those that have a doubt whether they should fast or not to hear the Siyum Masechet, the conclusion of a tractate, and by doing so, they are now allowed to, because it's called Seudas Mitzvah. It's a mitzvah, a Seuda, it's a meal associated with a mitzvah, and therefore you don't have to, from that point on, once you hear the Siyum, you don't have to fast. So I believe now a lot of Siyumim, a lot of the conclusion of tractates will happen online, so a lot of people will be able to hear the Siyum. And in general, this is a more of a lenient fast. Custom is to be more lenient about it. So already in the morning, people come together, they do the Siyum, and then the firstborns can already have breakfast, open their fast. If there's any other Seudas mitzvah like bris or pidyon haben, the circumcision happening, or pidyon or redemption of a firstborn, and they're making the Seuda, you're allowed to also break your fast. So Buchim Tiyuv, we'll continue with some more halachas tomorrow, God willing. And after this video, I'm going to do a Tanya video, the daily Tanya. Another small portion of En Yaakov and Geula and daily Parsha. And no, we don't need to have a minyan for Siyum. You can have 2 people, 3 people. You can make your own Siyum. You don't have to have a minyan. Obviously, it's always better to have, as a famous saying, Beroiv Am Hadras Melech, with more people, there's more glory to the king. But since we are in this situation now, so it's better to have it either online or to have it by yourself or with a few people. So it's not recommended now to do it with a minyan, until this epidemic goes away. I'm going to try to do it myself and try to do it maybe over the. Try to make a video doing the Siyum. Bruchim Tiyuv, we'll go to the Tanya video shortly.